Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good morning and maybe good evening to you.
Yeah, you can listen to this whenever you want.
Well, maybe not whenever you want, but certainly at a time...
Certainly wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever you go, you can probably listen to this. Unless it's like, your daughter's birth or
Unless
something.
the EMP is hit.
Yeah, unless maybe, I don't know, you're in jail, you can't get access to, like, something that you could listen to this on, maybe. But most of the time, you'll be fine.
I think they have podcasts in jail now. Anywho, JoJo's World. The Road to Steel Ball Run.
It's a long and arduous track.
Today we watched episodes 3 and 4 of Trigun, the show that dares to ask, what if the most annoying person on the planet was John Wick?
Oh, Liam. He's not that annoying. He's great. We love him. He's so good. He's all of us.
And yet you knew exactly who I was talking about.
Shit. I don't want to say that I've proved your point, so I won't. I'll never admit that. But instead, I'm going to bring up a little question from our Patreons.
Okay.
Who support us every day.
Monetarily, but also emotionally.
Yeah.
But especially monetarily.
Yeah. In their own way, they help.
In their own special way. They each
Donate
give us money.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And we appreciate their emotional support and the money they give us.
Yeah. So I was just going to respond to this on the Patreon, but S. Parks basically asked, hey, what metal have I been listening to recently?
Ah, I can't contribute to this.
Yeah, I thought I'd answer it here because...
To put it on the record.
Exactly.
The podcast of record.
So that everyone can hear me say, hey, I have trash taste.
Nick's been listening to Meshuggah. He's been listening to...
Oh my god, how did you know this?
Tool. He's been listening to...
What the fuck is happening? Maybe you can answer this for me.
Dragon Force.
Oh, no, you've gone backwards now. You've gone back.
Ailstorm.
No, not Ailstorm. So, I have been listening to Meshuggah, because obviously we love... How much do you know about Meshuggah?
Nothing.
They're like...
He's been listening to Merzbow.
Yeah, I have been listening to some Merzbow. Not metal, but definitely listening to Merzbow.
There's metal sounds.
Do you...
Clank, clank.
Do you remember who performed at the Olympics?
Oh, shit.
And they were on
I remember the visual of it, but
Yeah.
I don't remember their name.
So that was Gojira.
That's right, Gojira.
Who recently...
the big lizard.
Yeah, and I've been listening to them a bit more recently, because,
The
why not?
Olympics.
I've been listening to a lot of Viljata recently as well.
What's their whole steez?
They're like... I think when they came out, they branded themselves as like ambigent, which is like a subgenre of metal gent, where you just gent. Right, that's the sound it makes.
Okay.
Right, follow me. Okay.
It's just strong bad noises. Chum chicka wug chicka wug chicka wug.
Yes, I guess so, yeah. And everyone loves that.
Yeah.
And then ambi is like ambient.
Yeah.
But when you hear it, you go, it is not really ambient. It's just really slow grooves that you can very easily fall into the wrong groove, and then...
Gent. Like that?
Yeah, I could literally play a song, and that's probably what it would sound like.
It's like Venga Slow.
Venga Slow.
This is when someone... I think we talked about this way back in the day. Someone like slowed down Venga Bus like 900 times.
Oh, okay. And it's just like... Yeah. It's a bit like that, but maybe a little faster.
All those noises I was making are not going to pick up on the mic.
The other bands I've been listening to would have to be Animals as Leaders, because we love Animals as Leaders, except that every album after their first one is really boring, but the latest one I've been listening to has one song on it that makes me go, that's good stuff. So, just been listening to that a lot.
Yeah.
And then obviously the classic, that one album from Warforged, which I don't know why, every other like EP or album from Warforged,
we
I'm
all
like,
know that one album from Warforged.
Voice. Great album. Love that shit. Particularly given that the music videos mostly have the drummer doing air drumming, because all of them are like in a room being like, yeah, we're just going to pretend we're doing stuff. And then the drummer is there being like, which no one can say,
Nick is
doing
waving
blast
his
beat.
wrist.
Yeah, waving my wrist frantically with a blast beat. And you're like, that guy loves his job. That guy loves his job.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've been enjoying music.
And that's what you all
Something
get.
that I've never understood.
You hate music, and frankly, all musicians are hacks to you.
If it's not Virtuous Pope from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 OST, I don't want to hear it.
How do you feel about podcasts being lumped into like a musical category?
I don't think that happens.
But if I were to say, my voice sounds like music.
Oh, we've got those golden pipes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like an organ.
Yeah.
Like one of those big pipe organ
like
things.
that a Dracula might play.
Exactly. You know, organs commonly
In people.
and they always sound too loud. Like, do you remember back at UWA, the University of WA? It's a great name. They had the big
old
organ.
organ. In Hackett Hall, right?
Yeah, in Hackett Hall. Which this reference is not going to land with anyone.
No, this is really narrow casting.
But like, did you have it play at the graduation ceremony?
Don't think so.
So we had this one old lady, right? She was one of like 5 people who
She was
still
decrepit.
Yeah, she literally walks up on stage and the keyboard thing that you play on, it was like facing the audience. So like she sat down back to us and she would start playing it and it's so fucking loud. Like literally I thought my eardrums were going to burst because it was that loud. And I was like, fuck. Anyway, that's the metal.
Things that we know about.
Highly recommend Viljada.
Yep.
And if you're feeling adventurous, why don't you check out Xanopticon, who's a great band that no one will like. Anyway, Liam, I'm here to tell you, times are tough for me, okay? So this is why I'm hoarding this so I have such highs on this podcast of this is the music I'm listening to. This is great. But Liam, I've got bad news. I've been ousted.
You've been ousted.
By our friends. By our horrible, loving friends.
Oh, are you going to talk about the translation notes we got from our friend who's learning Japanese?
Yes, I am. So, mutual friend.
I also have this prepared to
Oh, God
share.
damn it! So, I think I said that in the Japanese dub, Millie of Trigun, Millie and Meryl have a sort of senpai kohai.
We were talking about
dynamic.
how in the dub they call each other on a first name basis,
Yep.
but in the subtitles, the English language subtitles to accompany the Japanese audio track, Millie calls Meryl ma'am.
Yeah.
And I believe if I remember your words correctly, you said she probably calls her like not senpai,
Yeah,
but
something similar. Turns out, no, she just calls her senpai.
because by coincidence, friend of the show, Georgie, started watching Trigun on her own volition about a week or 2 before we did.
Yeah, and is forcing...
In Japanese audio.
Yeah, and is forcing her partner to watch it with her. And I think it's fair to say that in every regard, she's me enjoying the show, and her partner is you going, he's really fucking annoying.
I haven't heard that, but I believe it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Georgie had these to say,
I'm putting my phone
with
down
the
now.
disclaimer that she's not a Japanese expert, she's only passed her N5
N5?
level.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means she knows 5 kanji.
And she thinks Trigun is cool, but you cannot trust her.
What do you mean we can't trust
That's what she says. I passed an N5 level and think Trigun is cool. You cannot trust me.
That's fair.
She's an imposter.
I've never trusted Georgie.
So, yes, she's pointed out that Millie does call Meryl senpai, and apparently in the Japanese audio behaves way more junior in a general sense. A pretty standard competent senpai and idolizing kohai relationship. Of course, we all learnt about the senpai-kohai relationship from the episode of 30 Rock with the peacock.
The peacock?
That's right.
Oh, where at the very, very end she sees a peacock and is like, oh, it's a sign, and then runs away?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Uh,
Everyone gets that reference.
Look, either people know the episode or they don't, and we're not going to recount
Listen,
it.
either you know or you don't know.
Anyway.
Yes.
A couple of other notes that she's shared with us and has given tacit approval to us sharing.
Yes.
About the Japanese language version of this show. The part about the Japanese that's most interesting to me is paying attention to when Vash uses formal language, masu, desu, forms, etc., which is actually most of the time, even when getting shot at or in a pickle with enemies. It's a very cool element that indicates, I think, that he's not really treating the situation seriously. He's still talking to them like he's at the shops or at a bank or to someone senior. Frilly, overly formal language that's incongruous with the situation. Most characters in the show resort to a plainer form of communication to express their emotions in desperation when begging or complaining. He uses plainer forms when he's serious or when with friendly characters. It also makes him very annoying. He is way more annoying in Japanese. Holy shit.
So it'd be like me with a man pointing a gun to my head And
You'd
instead
be
of being
like, oh, don't shoot me, my lord.
good sire, I wouldn't want you to harm me, would I? It would be such a shame.
You wouldn't shoot me, would you, my lord? I'm just a little boy and it's my birthday.
Oh, if only there was some way for you not to harm me. Oh, no.
And the other note we have is about Meryl.
Yep.
Apparently she uses highly gendered language, female pronouns, etc. that indicate a refined woman or someone who believes she's very ladylike and superior, which she is.
Wow.
That's not me.
Wow.
That's part of the
Okay,
commentary.
all right.
And she uses the wa sentence ender constantly, which is used to add a feminine nuance in a way that's completely obsolete in standard Japanese these days and is only used in anime.
I'd believe it.
Yeah.
I'd 100% believe that.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be interesting if in English we had something that, you would put on the end of a sentence to be like, but I'm a refined woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't, though.
No, we absolutely... No, the closest we get is probably just a, and then that's it.
That's something we do, though.
No, I don't go, I do. Well, you go like, Right, you do a short,
I do
sharp
that
one.
while you're talking, so in a way I can't cut it out of the audio.
And I always do a which is like low, right? It's a low rumbling like I've just enjoyed a good meal.
Or a delicious sup of whiskey without ice.
Which, by the way...
Reared its ugly head in the episode again today.
yeah. Now, Liam, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you want to see the author's notes?
Yes, you foreshadowed this last time. Lay it on me, baby.
So, in my hands...
Let's rock, baby.
In my hands,
Vash the Stampede is a kind of,
Where is this going?
soul bad guy.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, of course
He's
you're
a kind
wrong.
of Ragnar the Blood Edge.
How is... Well, I mean...
In terms of his reputation versus who he is. Like, in those video games.
Soul Bad Guy...
And those video games, of course, are Guilty Gear and the
go
other
on.
one that they make.
BlazBlue.
Yeah, that's right.
But which BlazBlue? Are we talking BlazBlue?
Continuum Shift Extend, Metaphor Refantasio.
I'm so sorry. We're actually looking for Central Fiction. I'm so sorry. The fact there's that many fucking Blaz... Anyway. So in my hands, listeners, I have my original.
Nick's holding a book.
I'm holding a book of Trigun.
And this book, why, it's printed in a way that you might not expect from a standard Western printer.
Yeah. This is, in fact, OG from America. Same book I mentioned last week.
Interesting that on the back of this book,
Yeah.
there's a colour printing of Millie and she's blonde.
I brought this up. And you were like, so? Oh, wait, no, this was when I was talking with someone else. You never looked at the back of this book. No, I also found it kind of weird that it was like, isn't it weird how she's blonde here, but in the show she's got black hair? And I'm pretty...
It's like dark brown or something.
Actually, if I quickly look for our gals in here, I'm pretty sure... Here we go.
Is it like a dumb blonde thing because she's kind of ditzy?
I don't know. I suspect maybe? But, I don't think Japan has that strong of a trope with blonde women.
On account of how they don't really have
they
as
didn't
many
have,
blonde people.
Exactly. They didn't have, what's her name in Some Men... Or what's the one with the lady and she's over the sewer and she's like, acting.
What are you talking about?
You know the famous movie with what's her name? Famous actress.
Marilyn Monroe.
Thank you. Marilyn Monroe, where she played the ditzy blonde and then that whole
The
trope.
famous movie where the woman's over the sewer.
Yeah, and she's like, and it blows up the dress and the guy's all like, oh my god,
I
she's
don't
blonde.
necessarily think that's a sewer. It's some sort of vent.
Yeah, from the sewage. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
she looks so sexy holding her dress down, and also it all stinks like shit right now.
no one thinks about that part. So anyway.
Okay, Nick is pointing at me
Now-
a page of what looks like a one-page gag comic.
Correct.
Where a very, baby-like, beret up to the max, I assume caricature of the author of Trigun is...
Yasuhiro Naito. Yasuhiro? What's his fucking name?
Yasuhiro Naito.
Yasuhiro Naito. Yep.
You can remember it because it almost sounds like Night Owl.
How do you remember the first part?
Yasuhiro.
Fair.
Yes, a
Yeah.
hero.
So
That's
because
my mnemonic.
so because this shit is so
Bananas.
far removed from the anime, it's really fucking hard to go, oh yeah, here's the author's note for this section. And as you're gonna probably find out in a second, doesn't really have any relation to what's going on in the manga or anime whatsoever.
Yep.
At best, there's probably a commentary on, hey, did you know that we're making a manga out of this? Hey, did you know we're making an anime out of this? Hey, I have a cat. And that's it. So,
I see.
I figure I'll just bring these up every now and then, because why not?
Yeah, if there's a good one to share.
Exactly. Like this one, which got me through high school.
You can send this to me if you can find a scan of this, or you can just scan it yourself, and I'll put it on the Blue Sky. Or
good
on
wisdom.
the episode post.
Okay. So basically...
If you remember, which you won't.
Yeah, this author's note is basically Yasuhiro going, hello and welcome to the future. thank you for buying this volume of Trigun Volume 1. This is a collection with many others rolled into one.
And this is not Trigun Maximum?
No, because as you'll see here, after number 2, Trigun Maximum take over. I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy those as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the time that he was writing these, he was 28 years old.
Wow, that's younger than us.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought it was a woman, even though Yasuhiro is obviously a masculine name.
Obviously? Is it? I don't know.
To my understanding of Japanese naming conventions, which is amateur and unresearched.
Yeah. So
that's why you come to JoJo's World, for our rough reckoning of what we think other cultures are like.
So basically, in this author's note, he just describes, back when he was 28, he was as lazy as a cat. We've got numerous images of him drawing his manga happily as a little big babby with a beret. He's got taking a nap at 2 p.m, because why not? And then watching TV, where I assume these are like maybe Street Fighter guys?
Yeah, he's playing a video game.
Yeah, and then he's eating like some cup ramen, and then he's going back to sleep.
Oh, is that what that is?
This is a man punching him with boxing gloves, and that's his editor.
I see, and that's a recurring motif?
Yes. And he's just yelling, "You didn't change at all." So, I can gather from this that even in his 30s, he's still really lazy.
Great.
Which to me is such a noble and heartwarming message to the kids. And then he just describes it as, "What depravity? You don't even have a new episode yet. Hurry up and come up with something." When the story gets complaints, he gets the crap beaten out of him. And then we're going to continue that in another author's note.
Now, you may recall that I asked you last episode to fact-check the difference between Trigun and Trigun Maximum.
Yes.
For me.
So it's purely, because of licensing bullshit, Trigun started off based on a pilot that went to, I think, Shonen Comics or something like that. But then after Trigun 2, Shonen Comics were like, "We're not doing it anymore, we're shutting down."
I looked this up because I didn't trust you to do your homework.
Yeah. Neither do I.
And from what I understand, I didn't have the name of the original publication, but the publication went out of business.
Yeah.
So,
and then Trigun Maximum was them going, well, to continue making money and continue the story, we're going to need to find a new publisher.
We've got to continue the story of Vash the Stampede.
Exactly. And everyone loved it. So they were like, all right, we'll go with Trigun Maximum, because we can't call it Trigun.
I'll also share on this Reddit thread of, what is the difference between Trigun and Trigun Maximum? The one response from Trippid Dreams, who said, "Trigun Maximum is turned all the way the fuck up."
Yeah. I think when you go from Trigun to Trigun Maximum, the art style changes a little, because it goes from like what we see in the anime, where it's like, oh, these nice clean lines and like really detailed kind of shots, to what if you thought the thing was moving? Like, what if you look at it and you're like, holy fuck? And it goes wild.
And is Trigun over?
Yes, Trigun is well and truly over. So
it's not like a Berserk situation.
No. So it has, there's one omnibus for Trigun, which is volumes 1 and 2 of Tankaban, which are about that size. I'm pointing at the book, but they're about...
Yeah, no way for our listeners to know how big that is.
Yeah, so like 300 or something pages or whatever. So the first omnibus is Trigun, and then Shonen Comics shut down.
Yep.
The rest of the omnibi, of which there are 5...
Omnibuses.
Omnibes. There are 5 other ones. At the end of 5, it's done. There's no more.
Okay.
So he then moved on to, I believe, something called Gungrave or something like that.
I've heard that name.
I'm not really sure. I don't know any of his other works. I only know Trigun because it's that good. But he was like, cool, it's ending. I've done my thing. There's one other book that came out that's like a collection of short stories. I think it's called Multiple Bullets or something like that.
Okay.
And the idea is like, hey, I'm done with Trigun, but these other people really want to draw some Trigun. I'll let them draw some Trigun.
Trigun anthology.
Exactly. So they're like little vignettes of, before or after the events of the story. Oh, hey, here's Vash, he's doing stuff.
Trigun Gaiden.
Yeah. What? Yes.
I'm not going to explain this to you. You should
So,
know by now.
I will never know. So
episodes 3 and 4 of Trigun. Should we get into it?
Yes. So episode 3.
So, well, first of all, no, we do our little couple of sentences on it, the overarching events of each first.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
What did you think?
No,
As in, tell them what you thought happened.
Oh, okay. What did you think happened?
What did you think happened in this episode?
Episode 3, Vash rolls into a new town, as he does. And meets a drunk who it turns out is a legendary gunsmith who's made guns for everyone in town. Some bank robbers roll into town because the town doesn't have any sheriff and they're like, it's easy pickings.
Yep.
But turns out everyone in the town is packing and they drive the bank robbers away.
With his guns.
Yeah, and Vash and the legendary gunslinger learns to stop being a depressed alcoholic, and Vash moves on, pursued closely by Meryl and Millie, who are developing grudging respect for him.
I think Millie has a lot of respect for him
they're
already.
just friends.
Yeah, Millie's like, oh, look, it's that kind young Mr. Vash the Stampede.
And then in the second
episode
4. episode, an evil sheriff, just as I predicted,
Yep. I don't know how you did this, but yep.
is on one side of a hostage negotiation in a saloon that all the other characters are hostages in.
Yep.
And it turns out the guys taking hostages are like the genocided workers of the earth that the town municipality came in and took their land and took over the town and killed them all.
Sure.
And these guys are the last survivors, and they've taken the mayor's daughter hostage to take revenge on him for killing all their family.
Yep.
And Vash is there.
Yeah.
And Meryl and Millie are there.
Yeah.
Just by coincidence.
Yeah. Now, did you see the cat?
Yeah, the cat in the first one was in the mayor's office, just slooping around.
As they were explaining things?
Yep. And in the second one, I saw it was like behind the bar or some shit. I don't remember.
Ooh, almost. It was when they were doing a big shootout. It got scared and was like, ah.
Ah, sure.
Yeah.
So I had a thought while we were watching these 2 episodes about the sort of structure of this show and the like mythology of Vash the Stampede and the way the way this seems to be working.
And how these rumors just keep showing up.
Well, I have a question about it.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's just like a thing for the convenience of the show or if there's something actually deeper and thought.
As in, is there a reason why these rumors are being spread?
Yeah, so basically the sort of the life cycle of the Vash the Stampede that I've just quickly jotted down here is that our Vash rolls into a new town.
Yep.
Someone reports to the general population that Vash the Stampede is in town.
Yep.
My question, I don't know how that is being identified because he's not identifying himself and no one recognizes that it's him.
Yep.
But the word gets around.
Yep.
As a result of that, either someone is mistaken for Vash or they deliberately pose as Vash to, wield that fearsome reputation as a weapon of fear against, their enemies for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Trigun episode shenanigans happen. A villain is defeated. A town is probably destroyed.
Yep.
Our man Vash moves on and the legend grows and then it all happens again. And that's kind of the sort of cycle we're in, right?
Yeah. So what's your question?
My question is, who's saying Vash the Stampede is in town if no one is recognizing this as Vash the Stampede?
Well, it was on the radio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reason that consistently happens?
I like to think, and I can't remember if it ever comes up, I like to think that what happens is everywhere someone goes, oh my god, I think that's Vash. But because nothing happens, rumor doesn't spread any further. But because everywhere that Vash goes, something happens.
But people
then it spreads again.
The word is getting around before anything happens, though.
Yeah, but that's because it just goes everywhere, and then everyone's like, oh my god, maybe that's Vash, right?
Right.
Like in the first episode, it was like, hey, I think Vash is this guy, but we had 3 different accounts of who Vash was, right? I think it's that to like its extreme, where you go, hey, I think this
Anyone
guy...
who remotely resembles Vash
Exactly.
is sparking that rumor.
Exactly. I think everyone...
Because everyone is in such fear of this simple idiot.
Yeah. So, like, he's just wandering around. Someone sees his red coat and is like, oh, Vash has been spotted. And then he leaves immediately. And we don't see that in the show because, whatever.
So there's no, secret, Vash satellite putting the word out, tracking his every move.
I'm going to say just leave that for later.
Sure.
Because I don't think so, but I honestly don't remember if there's any other reason. But who knows, right? Maybe. Now, Liam.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Original to the anime.
Peacemaker.
Correct. Let's do it.
Snake, we've got to make peace. You need to assemble a base full of people whose names all mean peace.
Peace.
And we need to beat up a little girl.
Little girl. All right.
And also Huey's there.
Huey. And then Miller just shows up and is all like, we should drown him.
I'm Miller. My name also means peace.
Does it?
Kazuhiro, I think.
There you go. This is not a thing I picked up on.
Or either that or he's got another nickname in Peace Walker that means peace.
His nickname. Peace Miller. Because
Paz means peace.
Okay.
Whatever the Russian guy's name,
Peace.
I think so.
Yep. What about Skullface?
He's not in that one.
Oh, but he doesn't join them on Mother Base either. So, doesn't mean peace.
Exactly.
Can't be a guy. He was never going to be welcome. Discriminate based on names. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Based on names.
Yeah, if your name doesn't mean peace, I don't want anything to do with you.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
There's this drunk.
There's this guy in a bar. In a
And
saloon.
he's like, hey guys, you want to buy me drinks?
Top tier voice acting.
And he spends the whole episode slurring like that up until the end, where he immediately sobers up.
Yep.
Brother, you sure seem like a mighty prosperous fella, huh? What do you want? I ain't got no cash. How about buying me a drink, huh? I'll take anything that's got alcohol in it.
So this guy, he has a massive nose, like huge nose, but he also has big pompy hair. Wearing kind of loose clothing.
Unshaven.
Clearly a working guy because his hands are all roughed up. But he's also extremely he's a drunk man.
He's got drunk anime face.
Yeah.
He's got those lines across the bridge of his nose.
Yep. He's got those droopy eyes,
Yep.
big eyebrows, and he's
And
all
he's
like,
you guys look so flush with cash. You should give me some methyl, which are of course the insurance ladies.
and then they kick him out of the bar.
And they kick him in the face. The way they these two guys treat him doesn't really kind of...
Convey much confidence in the
No,
world.
he doesn't really bear up with his standing in the rest of the episode.
Well, yeah, because he's a
Because
big
even
old
though he's
drunk.
become a worthless drunk, he still saved their whole town in the past, and they're just kicking the shit out
No,
of
but
him.
everyone hates him now because now he's just a pathetic fool.
They said they're gonna shoot him in the head.
Yeah, because he's all washed up now. They hate him. They're all like, listen, I'm not going to give you any alcohol, but I'll be glad to give you a fucking bullet to the face. But they don't shoot him.
I won't give you alcohol, but I'd be happy to give you a nice hot lead bullet between the eyes. So what's the matter? Are you too scared to talk now, mister?
And don't show your ugly face around here either.
And then turns out he's stolen some drinks from them anyway. And he's like, crafty alcoholic.
After the cut to the titles, we get an aerial shot of the city, and I don't really have anything.
It looks like Frostpunk if it was in a desert.
Couldn't comment. It's just interesting to me. This is a relatively big desert town, from a Western standard.
Yeah.
But it's all centered around this huge circle in the middle, a town square, but it's circular.
Yeah, that's the well.
And then on the edge of the edges of the town are what appears to be massive spaceship debris with light bulbs. Interesting stuff.
What are you getting at? What are you trying to...
What a rich world we've built here.
Look, minor spoiler. You might be finding out about that shit. When? I can't remember.
Who can say?
Who can say? I've only been rewatching it on my own, but who could possibly know when it'll
But it's
show up?
Warren City.
Warren City. That's my favorite vocalist from Nevermore. Anyway, Nevermore, another good band. So...
Wake me up inside.
Yeah, so Meryl and Millie are...
They're having their banana cream sundaes and their gâteau millefeuille.
Yep, their
And
lovely
Ceylon
tea.
tea.
Yep. And they're sitting down, and Meryl is all like, ugh, we still don't have any leads. We're going to have to basically go off what we know.
We're never gonna find Vash the Stampede. And then Vash the Stampede walks past in the background, and Millie's like, hey, Vash the Stampede.
And he's like, oh, excuse me? Turns out he's just sort of here.
He's just
wandering.
So-
He's just curious.
He's just drifting around as he does.
Yeah.
Impossible to say what his goals or desires are. He's just going from town to town and getting into scrapes.
Yeah. He's just a guy who wanders, you know?
Yeah.
There's no other figure in history or fiction that ever did that before. So he's just walking around, and Millie's all like, you know, all those rumors do line up with that guy. And Meryl's like, I refuse. I actively refuse to believe that that man is Vash the fucking Stampede. There's no way. Look at him.
So my question for you is, in the manga, at
Yep.
what point are they clicking this?
Is
Is it drawn out, or is it comparatively early on?
I think it feels like about the same amount of time.
Okay.
But I don't remember much from the manga other than what's inside of this
He's thrusting the volume at
in
me.
my big book of knowledge. And I can't remember if at the end of that, I don't think they do. I think even by the end of that, they're still like, he couldn't possibly be Vash
the whole thing?
Yeah.
Or just that volume, you mean?
This one volume.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think maybe in either volume 2 or maybe in Trigun Maximum, they'll like Maybe he
Maybe
is.
he's Vash the Stampede. Maybe we should ask him his name.
Yeah, but I can't remember when it happens in the manga. But it is similarly like, it's taking a little while, but it's not like, oh, it's going to go on for the whole series. Yeah.
Anyway, Vash gets into one of his trademark scrapes because he's walking along and he bumps into the drunk from last night who pulls a classic
Hey, you hit my shoulder!
Japanese street tough style scam. You see it in all the Yakuza games. I think Jotaro does it to Dio at one point.
Wait, what? When he's fighting?
Yeah, Jotaro does the tough guy version of it, which is, you just ripped my $10,000 pants.
I'm going to have to rip your heart out of your chest. Yeah.
But the other variant that this guy does is, oh, you hurt me, you pay for my medical bills. Or in this guy's case, I won't worry about my medical bills if you buy me a drink.
Yeah. And Vash is like, ooh, I don't know if I can do that.
And then Vash gets sexually assaulted.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just going to be on my way. It's like, come on, buddy. And he just grapples him.
And he's like squirming all over him, and Vash is screaming for help, and everyone's like, look at those perverts.
Yeah, Vash's movement speed is down to 0 feet because he's been successfully grappled, and every time he makes a check to escape, he can't do it.
And there's just this prolonged scene of like Vash like screaming and squirming while this guy is like wrapped all of his limbs around him.
Yeah, and he's like, come on, buddy,
weight.
just buy me a drink, come on.
And the insurance ladies are like, ugh, what a disreputable weirdo.
Yeah. And Vash is like, no, don't leave me, as this guy vomits on him.
Vash is successfully cajoled into taking this guy for drinks and has the best goddamn day of his life.
So he goes to the saloon, walks inside, and our drunk guy's like, buy the most expensive thing we have, my boy's the son of a millionaire. And Vash is like, give me your cheapest whiskey.
And we get some exposition where, the lady who runs the bar, she doesn't allow anyone to have guns in her place, but she's got her what's his name?
Frank Marlin gun.
Frank Marlin's special, prominently displayed behind the bar, which is a big old... It's in quite rusty condition, but it's like a revolver of some sort.
Yeah. Vash
is here to see the legendary gunsmith, Frank Marlin.
Yeah.
Because his Trigun is... it's in poor condition. The mysterious drunk, whose name we don't know, and definitely isn't the legendary gunsmith, takes one look at it and is like, that gun's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you must be really good at guns to tell, like, it's 3 inches off at only 10 yards.
Y-A-R-Z, which I have now learned is actually the unit of measurement, not yards with DS.
You mean in Trigun?
Yeah.
Not in reality.
No, not in reality.
It's like how in Final Fantasy XIV they have, like ilms and
yes, literally
yolms and things
like
that.
Yeah, same thing where it's like, oh, here's this unit of measurement, which kind of makes sense in my brain because like they had to make one up because of reasons.
It's like you can hear the word and you can like, okay, I see what that is, but
yeah,
you're being clever with it.
Yeah, it's like $$ or C cents or
You said centi cents last time.
Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. It's C cents.
Okay.
Although you did.
I'm on the C cents diet.
Fuck my life. So Vash goes to pour himself a drink, but our drunk boy pours himself a drink and then immediately drinks it up. And Vash is like, hey, so I'm here to see Frank Marlin.
He's famous.
He's world-renowned. And the lady at the bar's like, you don't want to meet Frank Marlin.
And she exposits, as we said, a long time ago, this town was attacked by bandits, and Frank Marlin gave everyone guns, because they don't have a sheriff.
Pristine guns to help protect themselves. It's a small town, after all. But now...
I like that. It's sort of like the, town folk hero is not himself like a big warrior guy. He's just the guy who made guns and made sure everyone could protect themselves. That's very sort of Western-y.
It's the American Wild West dream where everyone has guns to protect themselves and thus we're all safe.
It feels very sort of American folk hero where even though it's not the same thing, who was it, like the coal miner folk hero? Who was that?
The coal miner?
Yeah.
No clue.
Keep talking.
I simply couldn't comment on who you mean by the coal miner, because I don't know anything about Mr. Coal Miner. No. I'm just a normal, everyday guy.
John Henry, an American folk hero and an African-American freedman who is said to have worked as a steel-driving man, a man tasked with hammering a steel drill into a rock to make holes for explosives to blast the rock and constructing a railroad tunnel.
Interesting.
Folk song about his duel against a drilling machine. So this isn't really the same thing, but it's like, it's a larger-than-life hero character who is not, he's not just fighting bandits or whatever. He's doing working man stuff.
Yeah. He's doing something that the people go, he's a good bloke, he's a good man. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so he's kind of like that, but with guns.
Yeah, with making guns.
Yeah, so he made these guns, and everyone got them because he handed them out to everyone to protect themselves. But before this lady can finish her story, this drunk guy hucks a glass at the bar, smashes it, and is like, nothing to know about Frank Marlin. He's just all washed up guy. You want to stay away from that guy.
And there's a brief scene where we cut away to the insurance ladies talking to the mayor, just expositing that there's no sheriff. And we cut to the villains of the episode, a nondescript gang of bandits being like, we're gonna rob the bank tomorrow, and we're gonna pretend to be Vash the Stampede to do it.
Yep, because the rumors are that he's in town, so why not take advantage of it?
These guys are just generic 80s bandits, really.
Excuse me? You want to talk about this guy? This guy in the middle here? With his fucking lighter guns?
We'll get to the leader, but like the other guys, like, you know, there's one with like long blonde hair and a bandana, big bald one. Yeah. A lot of big bald guys in this show.
There's always got to be.
You know, then you've one got guy who's dressed like a scarecrow.
I was going to say like a witch hunter from Warhammer. But they're all very like Western meets 90s fashion.
But their leader, he's constantly under an umbrella. Mm-hmm. He lives in a
parasol,
green convertible.
Mm-hmm. Sam and Max style.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And his guns have lighters on them, like his pistols.
Yeah.
They break open to reveal inside a literal lighter for his cigarette that he's got.
He looks like if you made like an evil caricature of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop in terms of his clothing. Oh,
yes. So, okay, I want to try and describe.
He's got this big blue coat with these like exaggerated, like zipper-shaped purple lapels.
Yep.
Yellow shirt underneath, black tie.
Yep.
And he's got like
John Lennon red glasses. Yeah.
To contrast with Vash the Stampede's.
He's got big shoulder jacket pad things, but it goes real skinny down. He has a trademark. I don't know what you call these.
He's doing Western quick draw fingers compulsively.
Yeah, so he's like spider hands.
Yeah.
Where they're like constantly fidgeting.
But he is giving one episode filler villain.
Well, like I said, this is original to the anime.
Roger Smith from the Big O is going to defeat this guy in one episode and we'll never hear from him again.
I'm going to quickly check, actually. Is he in the manga at any point?
Do we know his name?
Oh, we're going to know his name.
Mob leader.
Mob leader. Okay, probably not then. No, only Frank Marlin / other related characters show up.
Oh, okay. That's more than I expected, honestly.
But Frank Marlin shows up later because he was in the anime.
Oh, okay.
He's not in the original
I feel like there's a lot of cross-media...
Yep.
Incorporating different story elements going on in a way that is different from a lot of other things I've seen. Where just like the good elements of each version of the story are being incorporated into the manga as time goes on.
I think I told you before, there's one of those author's notes where he's talking about we're currently working on the anime right now. And it's really meta because it's like, I think it's like Trigun Maximum 3 or something, where he's just talking about, we're making the anime and we're working very hard. I'm like, you haven't finished the manga. What the fuck? And it's like, yep, we're going to finish the anime. It's like, what the fuck? It's so weird. But then he's like, yeah, I'm going to take some elements from the anime. And I'm like, what? How does that work? Anyway, Vash and our boy, the drunkard, are getting drunk.
Yeah, long story short, they get kicked out of the bar. Vash has the classic, like, Japanese businessman style tie wrapped around his head.
Yep.
Because they're getting hammered.
A green and orange striped tie.
Vash's gloves look a lot more detailed in this shot than they were previously.
The budget's a little higher on this one.
And maybe they realise there's something significant about them that you've previously foreshadowed.
That would never be. Is that the... Yes, okay, no, that is the correct hand. Don't worry, we're fine.
Oh,
we're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Who could say? Who could say?
Look, don't worry about it. So, little detail I like here. They're getting kicked out of the bar. They're currently getting pushed out in the street. And the drunk guy is like, oh, let us back in. We want to drink more. And Vash is like, hey, at least give me back my gun, old lady. She hucks the gun at his face.
Oh, they do briefly chat with the insurance girls first, but it's not really important.
Yeah. They huck the gun into Vash's face. It bounces up in the air.
Off his face.
And the drunk guy is all like, oh, that must have hurt. And he's like, yeah, I've suddenly got a really bad headache. But then we see effortlessly, off to the side, he catches the gun with his other hand before it hits the ground.
And like, again, that's more of that pure reflex and or sci-fi enhanced ability bullshit.
Okay, sure.
You know, it's ambiguous at this stage.
Yeah,
but, you know,
it's just, he is so damn
He's not
good.
consciously aware that he just got hit in the face by a gun because he's so drunk, but he still catches it perfectly.
Yeah. Or maybe there's something
Maybe
more.
he's got a symbiotic relationship with this gun.
No.
Or maybe he's a robot clone of a super soldier.
Maybe he's a gun. I'm making a finger gun. Gun. Oh god, no, don't do it, Limp.
We can't do visual bits on the podcast.
No, we can't. So Meryl is all like, those idiots.
Yeah, Meryl looks down on people who compulsively rely on alcohol to escape their problems.
And then we get a nice little philosophical chat with old drunk Frank Marlin.
Frank Marlin takes Vash back to his flat.
His house. It's a house.
It's full of cigarette butts and even more alcohol bottles.
Yep.
And they're still drinking. And Frank Marlin exposits about how he's never gonna...
So basically...
He doesn't work anymore because his work ruined his life.
Yeah.
And long story short, we figure out that Frank made the guns for everyone. Someone robbed the bank in the town. His wife and daughter were in the bank at the time, and one of his own guns killed his wife and daughter.
You're missing a key element of Vash some time ago was getting his suit tailored.
Sure. I mean, I said to make a long story short.
But so Frank's whole worldview is there's always a loser.
Do you need to tell me about why Vash was getting his suit tailored?
I mean, maybe in a future episode. No, so basically Frank's whole worldview is because he makes guns, someone always gets hurt. Or because this whole world is always a loser, the only way to respond is to not work, not do anything, and just stay out of it, because then it's pure equality.
Because as a gunsmith, he can only hurt people.
I think he extends it to anything. So all he does...
He specifically...
Yeah, he specifically feels it the most, because he makes guns.
They're drinking Wild Turkey, they're drinking Kentucky Strand.
So fun fact, some of these bottles... Oh, you got the Jim Beam one. Some of these bottles are based on real-world brands. Including Jim Beam, Limsmore, if you find it, and Chabot.
And Wild Turkey.
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
You know, I like seeing a good bird, but, eagle's so rare.
I really love the, maker's mark that we see on his guns in this flashback and then later in the episode, where it's capital F, lowercase Marlin, all capital, special. This is my F Marlin special. Blam.
If you were going to get anything, even if it was a new phone, you'd want the person who made it and then underneath it special on everything you owned. Even on a bed, That'd be great. So Frank Marlin, he's all like, listen, you can't do anything in this world because there's always a sucker. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's you, doesn't matter. We can all just be passive observers and then everything's going to be fine. And then he falls asleep.
Depression.
Yeah. And then Vash tucks him in and then we skip to and then throws up. We skip to the next day.
Vash has left, but he's left his gun behind as well.
And Frank Marlin's like, oh, that's weird.
And then we hear a ruckus because an armoured car has been arrested by the banditos.
Oh my God,
They've
bank
taken
van.
all the gendarmes hostage.
What do you mean gendarmes?
It's like a sort of French or Belgian policeman.
Oh, I see it now. Because of the cravat. Oh, is that cravat?
Things.
Yeah.
It's like a neckerchief situation.
Yeah, little hats.
I'll show you a picture of a gendarme.
They've got big leather boots as well, like black leather boots, but all blue. I assume denim.
Sure, if that's what you need.
He's got like a...
Anyway,
yeah.
The armoured truck guards have been taken hostage, and there's a big old hostage situation going on. Meryl and Millie have either been taken hostage and put to work, or they have presented themselves to Vash the Stampede, quote unquote, and immediately started freely doing his bidding because they are being asked to load bags full of with dollar signs on them, double dollar signs, in fact.
Thank you.
Into the getaway vehicle.
Yeah, and at one point, I think Meryl's like, hi, so sorry. We're actually from the Bernardelli Insurance Company. We actually want to talk to you about this. And the guy, the bad leader, is like, hey, shut up and just put the money in the car. And they're like, okie dokie.
I wish we had given him donuts, then maybe we'd be in a better situation.
See, this is what happens when you don't have donuts. Everything works out worse.
Sure would be nice if all the townsfolk were this helpful.
Excuse me, Mr. Vash? My name is Meryl Strife, and I'm here with my partner representing the Bernardelli Insurance Society, and, we were sent here to...
Hey, shut up and just load the bags!
Yes, sir! I feel horrible, Meryl. If only I would have bought him a box of donuts.
You'd better get the lead out, lady.
Yes, sir. We will.
So...
They don't have donuts in this town because they don't have a sheriff, so there's no call for them.
I hate that, but you're not wrong. What does the donut symbolize? How many elements are there to a donut? You've got the inner hole, the ring, and then the outer. How many is that?
And this donut's hole has a donut hole.
Oh my God.
Vash emerges from his natural environment, a trash
garbage
can.
So his hair is so straight and so up that it lifts the trash can up for him. And he's looking on and going, all right, option one, I...
take the place of a hostage. And we know he's a master of disguise because in episode 1, he took the place of one of the bandits.
Exactly.
Even though he was immediately rumbled.
Yeah, but he got it.
Look, it's a little comedy bit where Vash is like vocalizing his little schemes, and
Frank Marlin is right next
I
to him.
keep going to say Frank Miller. Frank Marlin is next to him, like wrapping his head on the
putting him
garbage
back in
bin
the
lid and being like, "No, that won't work."
Yeah, so he's like, oh, I take place for hostage and defuse the situation. It's like, that's not going to work. And he's like, okay, well, second option, I just scream, earthquake, and everyone runs away. And he's like, that's also not going to work. And then he stands up, and he is tall.
He's a big guy.
He's so tall. And he's just got this, like, trash can lid on his head, and he's like, well, what would you suggest?
So Mr. Marlin says, option 3, shut up and let them take the money.
Equality.
And Vash says in...
Very serious
So
tone.
I think this must be a representation of how our friend Georgie referenced the way he keeps speaking with overly formal language in serious situations. Because, he puts on a bit of like a vocal flourish in the English and, says something along the lines of, I simply can't do that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the subtitles, he says, I say thee nay.
Well, because in the subtitles, Frank was saying nay for some reason as well.
True.
So he's just like, nay, like voting out nay. But for some reason, Vash then says, I say to thee nay in subs, which is like, why? But then in the dub, he's like, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, sure.
Vash inspires Frank Marshall.
Frank Marlin.
Yeah, sure.
That's his name. So
He's not important.
He's so important.
Because he's like, that little girl's mother was going to buy her something with the money that's now in the bank and is being taken from the bank. And for the sake of little girl's happiness, I need to be a hero.
Yeah.
It's not actually a crime to rob a bank.
That's
the money comes from the earth.
Look, this is on record. Liam's opinion, not the JoJo's World opinion.
It's not a person's money.
It's
when
not
the bank
representative
has it.
of our.
They've all got
this
insurance.
This is not represent. I'm not saying steal from a bank.
Well, look, it's long been an occasional refrain in our group chat that it may be a crime, but it's not a sin to rob a Woolworths. To shoplift from a Woolworths.
I have been in none of these conversations. Are you saying it's not morally wrong to rob from one of the biggest revenue...
if you need to steal from a revenue...
a rasshole.
Yeah. Supermarket duopoly to feed your family... It's not a sin.
Yeah.
And what if your family don't like bread? What if they like cigarettes?
Where else am I going to get those sweet Marlboros? So, Vash...
Frank Marlborough.
So,
the cigarette
Vash,
smith.
Yeah, so Vash slowly and steadily gets out of the trash can, keeping the lid on his head. He's like, listen, I can't sit idly by.
Great shot, one of the highlighted shots that we got in the OP, because that's been fixed, of Vash slowly walking towards the banditos, with his head obscured in shadow by the shade of the trash can lid, garbage bin lid, that's what we call them here.
Yep.
And it's evocative of, like, those samurai that wear the straw hats.
Yeah. Walking into battle, you can't see their face.
Yeah,
They're keeping the sun. Even like a Wild West, like, gunman walking through a town.
Well, and lest we forget, cowboys were a sort of itinerant warrior class common in Meiji-era Texas.
It's true. It's very true.
Per the famous tweet.
And don't you forget
or Tumblr or whatever.
So he looks back at Frank. He's all like... Because Frank's whole thing is equality. In his eyes, his philosophy is
passivity.
Yeah, crucially. Passivity, equality via inaction, and
quote unquote.
And Vash looks back at him and he's like, "I can't sit idly by." And Frank's like, "Why?" He's
I simply must be the protagonist.
And he's like, "Well, the situation is not equal." And then as he's walking off, Frank is like, "What the fuck?"
If you asked me to guess how Vash would handle this situation, I would not have come close to guessing that he flicks the knife that's built into his boot out, out of the toe of his boot, and kicks the wheel of the getaway vehicle, puncturing it.
And he's like, "Oh no, looks like you sprung a leak. Looks like you can't get away now." And they're like, "Oh no, the plan's fucked."
Just the classic Vash the Stampede knife shoe. Which reminds me, of course, of the copy of manga Romeo and Juliet that was in our high school library.
Wait, what?
Where in the Tybalt versus Mercutio fight scene, Tybalt kicks Mercutio to death with the knife built into his shoe.
For as much shit as we give manga as a medium, it is the perfect form of entertainment. Like, you just get stuff like this that would never work in the West, Like, how many times have you seen someone have a knife come out of their shoe?
Twice now.
But also in Romeo and Juliet.
Does that happen in John Wick at some point? I feel like it must.
It has to, right? It has to. Anyway, so
Look, Vash, he does some classic Vash the Stampede.
he gets
Violent savant action. He blocks a bunch of shots with the bin lid.
and then another guy comes up behind the car that he jumps down behind.
And he effortlessly disarms him and breaks his arm.
And then he pacifies them where they're like, hey, don't you know this is Vash the Stampede? And real Vash the Stampede is like, really?
I heard Vash was more handsome.
Crinks the guy's neck so that he's like, ugh.
Crinks him.
He absolutely crinks that motherfucker.
Get crinked, bitch. And then, eventually he becomes drawn as if he's a serious character briefly.
Yep.
He gets taller, right? His proportions change. I'm not making this up.
Well, his hair goes more straight.
It becomes more high def.
Yeah, he becomes more he's looking down.
He gets
narrow
narrow eyes, and that makes his head look taller.
Yeah, narrow eyes looking down, and he's like, I'm not laughing anymore, kind of vibes.
How tall is he meant to be? 7 feet?
Probably close to, yeah, I would assume so. He must be fucking enormous. So he then, quote unquote, pulls a gun, in the sense that he has his hand under his coat, which has been tailored.
So true, he couldn't do that if it wasn't tailored.
Exactly.
The classic bank robber with a
gun in his coat.
Yeah.
But we know that Vash doesn't have a gun.
Because we know he left it on the table.
Exactly. So he's pulled out his gun, / pulled, quote unquote, because it's under the coat so no one can see it. But then, as he's trying to defuse the situation, we hear the lady from the saloon.
Yeah.
The one that kicked them out and threw his gun in his face.
This is a Frank Marlin special, and I'll blow your goddamn brains out.
And fake Vash, bad leader gangman, is all like, that's crazy talk, you dumb bitch, what the fuck?
It's a rusted heap of crap.
This gun is an original Frank Marlin special. And don't think I'll miss just because I'm a woman.
Am I supposed to be afraid of this Frank Marlin? It's a rusted piece of crap! You actually believe you'll hit me with that thing?
Frank Marlin is being like, why am I standing here? Why am I being so passive? He's reckoning with his drunk philosophy.
Yep.
And then everyone in town pulls a gun on these guys because it's like hot fuzz, everyone in the country's packing, farmers and farmers' mums.
Yep. And they all are like, we stand together and united.
Even a child has a crowbar and is like, I'm going to beat the crap out of those guys.
And their dad is
holds
like,
him back.
let's not. You thought it was a shotgun at first.
He's holding it like one would hold a shotgun. They're ready to pump.
He's already pumped his crowbar and he's ready to use it.
And the bad guy's like, I'm still going to blow you all away. But then he feels what he assumes is the butt of a gun pressing up against his head, and they all flee. And it turns out it's Frank doing the same thing Vash was doing, just putting his hand in the shape of a gun
behind him on his back of his head. And he's all like, I ain't gonna shoot a guy in the back of the head. That's just not my style. And then they're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. These people are too strong.
Yep.
So they run off comically, and Frank Marlin's like, hey, doesn't even have any bullets in it. And he holds up his fake gun, and Vash holds up his fake gun, which is his hand. He's like, yeah, same here.
I prefer the way that's executed in the subtitles, where he holds up his handgun, quote unquote, and he's like, same gun, and Vash goes, yep, same gun.
And all the crowd is like, yay! And they all start drinking to celebrate.
They all have a big old party, except for Frank Marshall, who has given up the alcohol.
Frank Marlin.
Sure.
Frank Marlborough.
Yeah.
Vash, as everyone's celebrating, goes up to the bar and is like, hey, give me another drink, lady, and then gets smacked on the head.
Which is a classic anime bit of calling the middle-aged woman granny or whatever, and she hates it.
And then smashes on the head, is like, please, miss, I'll take one, thank you.
Again, not something that really translates super well, because it would be using a
translates well enough
elderly formal address versus a young woman's form of address.
Yeah. Granny versus miss, it all works out. It'd
be like Bachan or some shit.
Yeah. Meryl and Millie are sitting nearby, not having too much to drink this time. Millie's not getting completely wasted.
But all's well that ends well. Total damage to the town, 0. The chief will probably give us a promotion.
And Meryl is like, ugh. But we're still no closer to finding Vash.
Yeah. Hey, that guy's leaving, and he's speaking to Frank Marlin.
There it is.
And Frank Marlin's like, yeah, I've given up the drink. And I never got your name, friend. What's your name?
Oh, he also touched up his gun.
That's true.
So he hands it back to him. He's like, hey, I had a look at this gun. I've greased it up. I've cleaned it up. Hey, what's your name, fella?
And everyone laughs because Vash hurls chunks rather than answer.
Yeah, he literally just turns into a big sumo wrestler face. And it's a horrible way of putting it. But turns into a big squishy mouthful of puke and then vomits everywhere.
Yeah, so he doesn't get to answer the question, and who's Vash the Stampede can continue for another 6 to 10
7
episodes.
And everyone, a small part of Liam's soul dies.
It's a fun bit.
It's
but
so good.
It can't last forever, you know?
Are you sure about that?
It shouldn't last forever.
I'm a big fan of the face that Vash makes when he, like, right as he's like, oh, well, it's just a good face.
And Meryl and Millie are watching through the window, and then so the next day
Yep.
they are riding after him on their Thomases.
And Millie's like,
We love the Thomases.
Yeah, Millie just says, now you have to admit, you are just coming to like him, right? Like,
Never.
Meryl's like, we're just going the same direction. We just so happen to be following him, but that's not because we're following him,
Yeah.
all right?
And the last shot of the episode is the gleaming, pristine Frank Marlin special hanging behind the bar.
That the lady had that was old and rusted, but
Yeah.
now it's silver and
It's got like
sheen.
freaking gold filigree on it.
Dude, that's a thing. Like, back in the day, really
Yeah.
expensive guns
It's
had
just not.
You wouldn't think it'd be on every gun.
It's not the impression I got of Frank Marlin. Like
Hey.
even when he's sobered up, I feel like he was. I'm seeing more functional shit from him than.
Hey, look, he's a guy who knows what he's about.
I guess it is the display gun for the bar.
Do I need to remind you? I'm putting up big letters in the air for Liam here. Frank Marlin Special. There it is. You can't have that in silver. Episode 4.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you this right now so that you can comment on it by just going, oh, as we are to do. This episode, would you believe, is not an anime, original.
Yeah, I see that.
But
But
the episode story is adapted from the Trigun pilot chapter.
ah,
So, for some
I made
reason...
that noise. You were right.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but the Trigun pilot chapter exists separate to the Trigun manga.
Huh.
So I think it shows up in that
It's
other...
like a sort of proof of concept thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I
so,
see it. You get kind of the gist of each of the main characters.
Yeah.
Pretty accurately in this one.
There's a lot, and I mean a lot of differences.
You get to see Meryl and Millie use their cool guns.
Yes. There's a good shot in my book of Meryl with the guns, but I'm not going to go find that. We already saw it in action. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it can live forever in our memories.
Yeah, but like if I compare it to that, it's so much more detailed, and you can be like, oh,
Sorry,
yes.
which version's more detailed?
My book, the manga, so much more detail than the anime.
Right.
And I'll show you that in episode 7 for reasons.
All right.
We're going to come to it. Anyway, so there's a shit ton of differences from the pilot.
Please.
But needless to say, none of them matter.
Okay.
For example, Meryl and Millie are not in the pilot chapter.
Oh.
Marvin is killed when he's hit by the wagon.
And Marvin was, of course.
Marvin
Was he one of the hostage takers?
Well, according to the Trigun wiki, he has no face. Shit.
Real Lanky Kong style.
He's this one. He's one of the goons.
Yeah.
One of the guys.
One of the hostage takers.
Yeah, so you know when they're trying to... They have the caravan and
Their
all the guys
names
come
are
out.
Denim, Jean, and Marvin.
Yeah.
One of these things is not like the other, unless Marvin is like a brand of jeans I'm not aware of.
I'm noticing on the Trigun wiki there's some nice art from the pilot chapter where all the concept designs and they're all lined up. Like,
so we can see how tall they all are.
yeah. Vash, weirdly, is not as tall as...
That guy's wearing a hat.
that's
Anyway,
fair.
this is visual
That's
stuff again.
Yeah. Millie also quite tall.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
anyway, point being, shit ton of
Meryl
differences.
turns out a perfectly ordinary height. Everyone else is just super tall.
So anyway, point being, none of them matter because they're just like, oh yeah, it was a pilot chapter, has no bearing on the plot anywhere else.
Right, but I liked this. Like,
Yeah.
while we were watching, I was like, is this going to be a two-parter? It feels like they're going to really strain to wrap this up in a satisfying way within the confines of one episode. But damn if they didn't pull it off.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little bottle episode.
And I think you're getting a little glimpse of what more of Vash is going to be like moving forward.
And this, we sort of get our first, like, I would say, substantial demonstration of Vash in a serious situation, like sticking to his principles while still solving problems.
Yeah. He finally demonstrates something that isn't just being a bumbling oaf and just getting through it with his knife shoe.
There's a bit of a cold open where Meryl and Millie are talking about how there's like a sandstorm or some shit, so they can't leave town. We just get a long sweeping shot of the town, and we see a story significant huge graveyard on the outskirts.
Yeah. Vash has decided to leave his taxi.
That's right, yeah.
He leaves his taxi to walk through the graveyard, and the taxi driver's like, hey, I can just take you into town. Like, I can do that. And Vash is like, nope, I'm going to walk through this graveyard.
For
it's like,
plot
okay.
pacing purposes.
Yeah.
And then so they're in this bar. They're having forced downtime.
Yeah.
And there's a woman. She's tearing it up at the gambling tables. A young woman.
A beautiful young mistress.
Who really bad voice acting.
Such bad voice acting.
I did it!
Unbelievable. Again?
I did it! It's an all-club straight!
That's wonderful, Miss Stephanie.
Hey, I really like this game!
I can't play like this.
Huh? But wait, where are you going? Don't give up yet! I was just starting to have some fun here!
Shooting myself would be more fun than this.
What was the bit where she was like, Daddy, 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 no! And then it's like, all of us were just going, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, it's
but
just...
she's playing poker. She's having a great time. And then a mysterious, rough-looking man at the bar is like, yeah, I'll play poker with you if you're willing to bet your life.
Oh!
And he pulls a gun and everyone clears out.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the rest of the episode is a hostage situation.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a bit more ethically complicated than you might think.
From Trigun? I would never.
There's an evil sheriff and an evil mayor.
I just love, as soon as you saw him, you went, evil sheriff, yes. And you didn't even know he was the sheriff yet.
I mean, he was.
But you knew.
He was pulled up outside a hostage
Yeah,
situation.
but you immediately-
talking to his deputies.
Yeah.
And he had evil, bald, gaunt face.
Yes. You immediately were like, evil sheriff, evil sheriff. And I was like, yeah, he's right. So this guy, he's like, all right, what's the situation to one of his deputies? And they're like, well, the guy inside has 4 hostages, and we know that to be Meryl Millie, the lady, and her butler.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, so he's got 4 hostages. He's asking for, in the subs, it's $10 million double dollars, but for us, it's $100,000 double dollars for some reason. I don't know.
guess because just
10 million
expectations
yen.
of how much a yen is worth
Yeah.
versus a dollar.
Yeah.
It's a localization choice
Even
that I
though
can
both
understand.
are $60 billion double dollars, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I think that one through.
No, I refuse.
Oh, okay. So he's basically laying it all out, and the sheriff is like, all right, here's the idea. We're going to get all the hostages out, and it's going to be just fine. No deaths. Then the Earl of the town shows up.
Earl Dick,
Yep.
Grim Reaper,
Yep.
Bostrom.
Oh, you were so close. Bowstalk.
Okay.
Bowstalk?
That doesn't sound right.
Bo Jack
Derek.
Horseman. Bowstalk.
Bostalk.
Yep, Bowstalk.
So his name,
Stalk.
his given name is Dick Bostalk, Richard Bostalk.
Richard Bowstalk, yep.
But he's the Earl.
Actually, on the Trigun wiki, his name is... Oh no, this guy's... the deputy he's reading stuff off his
we
name,
didn't get that
Dick.
at all.
So then... Oh, sorry. Bowstalk's name is Bowstalk. That's his full name. He's not anything else. He's just
Oh.
Grim Reaper Bowstalk.
Okay.
His full name, Bowstalk. But Stephanie, his daughter, is... Whoa, easy.
But he is the Earl.
He is the
So
Earl
he-
of the town.
His given name could be Earl.
Earl Grim
It
Reaper.
could be Earl Dick
Grim
Grim
Reaper.
Reaper
Dick
Bostalk.
Bowstalk. So he arrives and he's like,
And
hey,
he's also evil coded. He's got a little evil mustache.
it's very thin.
Yeah.
Very thin moustache.
Fu Manchu.
Yeah. Oh, you know...
Chewy?
You know what the sheriff reminds me of? You know that wrestling anime manga with the fish guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was localized as Ultimate Muscle, but the Japanese name was like Kinnikuman or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Never seen it.
Evil sheriff reminds me of that guy. Anyway,
Don't
moving
see
on.
it.
Moving,
Can't
it's like
comprehend.
bald guy, weird face.
I think he...
He has the moustache
Do
of
I want
like...
to stick to this? Evil Sheriff looks...
Go on. I'm going to say he looks like, what's his name from Full Metal Alchemist, who's like, I'm really strong.
He does, but I feel like
That's the same moustache.
putting aside like the huge mutant that was the bad guy in episode 1,
Yeah.
he looks like much more of like an exaggerated cartoon character than most other.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not true actually, because the mob leader in the
No, no,
previous
I-
episode.
No, I
was
get it. It's
quite
like,
cartoony.
no, but the thing is, you have normal looking people.
and then you have villains.
Then you have villains, and then you have anime villains,
Hmm.
and they are like literally what we see with like massive boomerang guy.
Yeah,
Later, we'll see another big guy. I mean, we're gonna get a lot of big guys, but you'll see a big guy, and you'll be like, "Holy fuck!"
It's so interesting to me how normal your average folk in this look versus like an episode villain.
Versus someone who's clearly ethically,
Yeah.
objectively
It's like
evil.
in Diamond is Unbreakable,
Yeah.
when who is it? Is it the guy who is good at sniffing with Highway Star?
Guy's good at sniffing. I can't remember.
Anyway, he's like, I know the stand user's around here somewhere. He's got to be hiding among the crowd right near me. And the camera pans and there's like a fucking, JoJo-ass villain just like standing, posing, backlit by the sun. It's like, where could he be?
Oh, the classic. The classic. Oh, man. JoJo's is the best.
I want to say Yuya Fungami is Highway Star's name, but I could be wrong.
Who knows? It's impossible to know.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So, the hostage situation.
Yeah.
As they're assessing what's going on,
Assessing the situation.
a random guy shows up
It's Vash the
in
Stampede.
a big red coat, and he's got headphones.
He's doing
He's doing a chicka-chicka.
He's dancing along. I jokingly said to Nick as I saw him dancing through the streets, oh no, he's got his earbuds in. Turns out he does.
He does. He literally
But
has
he's
earbuds in.
doing the scene from the opening of the Cowboy Bebop movie, where
Okay.
some guys are robbing a 7-Eleven or whatever, some corner grocery shop.
Yeah, yeah.
And
A Wilson's.
There's a guy,
Yeah.
Spike Spiegel, in there.
The very same.
And they think he's just a guy bobbing along with his headphones on, oblivious to the world.
But actually,
But it turns out Spike's not actually listening to any music, or at least is ignoring it.
Yep.
And he knows exactly what's going on, and he just bobs along to get close to the guy and kicks the gun out of his hand. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah. Very similar to that.
Vash
but-
is kind of doing that, but also being more stupid.
Yeah, so he's dancing in what can
In
only
the
be
streets.
what can only be described as the worst pose to dance
He's
in
the
I've
most
ever seen.
annoying man in space. But he's also John Wick.
He's got his knees.
Am I wrong?
He's got his knees real close together. When as a child you're like, I need to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna
And
kill Vash the Stampede.
You're holding your knees together, but he's walking waddling around. But he's dancing
And we
like
get a
that.
close up on his lips and his teeth going
And
like,
he's-
cha, cha.
And he's chewing gum as well, which Liam hates. He
No, I
hates
don't.
that sound.
I don't like when people chew into a microphone.
Well,
because
exactly,
it's
but he's chewing
the
gum.
height of rudeness.
Yeah. So he's doing that. His lips are pursed, and he's like cha cha cha, like a beaver.
And they're like, hey, don't go in there. It's a hostage situation. But he
he
can't
can't-
hear them.
He's got his earbuds in.
And he dances on up to the saloon doors.
As the guys inside start shooting at his feet to be like, hey, don't come any closer.
Do they do that?
Yeah, they shoot at his feet.
Okay, missed
and then the Earl is like, wait, he's dodging the bullets.
That's right,
But that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
possible. How does he do that?
He's just obliviously dancing.
And then he reaches the saloon door.
They all stick their guns in his face.
He bangs open those doors, and they're like, hey. And he takes out one earphone, and he's like, what's going on?
Oh, what a scrape I found myself in.
And
I'm Vash the Stampede.
Yeah, he blows up the gum, and then it pops, and immediately we hard cut away to him being carried away. He's like, no, what's going on?
He's tied up. He
Yep.
spends the next half of the episode trying to look up a woman's dress.
What I love is that the first shot of him being flung to the ground, it has him, and he's like bang on the ground. He's like, oh, please, sir, don't take my gun. You wouldn't want to do that, would you? And then they just take his gun.
Yeah.
But he tries to be very cutesy about it, which I found very funny. Because I think it falls back into that same,
Well, as we learned from later in the episode, they wouldn't have taken his gun if he didn't draw
Yeah.
explicit attention to
If
it.
he wasn't such
Because
an
everyone
idiot.
else, all the other hostages are packing.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, please, sir, don't take my gun. I just have a little gun. And then they're just like, hey, this is a weird gun. It's really heavy.
No, it's not. I like it. That's basically what he says, right?
I mean, yeah, he's like, I actually quite like that gun. And they're like, shut the fuck up.
Can't you be a little more gentle, brother? I won't try anything else, honest. You can even take my gun, see?
What's this? Here, catch.
Oh, that's heavy.
Custom made, huh? You're packing some serious firepower for such a scrawny guy.
Hey, if you don't mind, could you give it back to me when you're done?
Shut up, you little maggot.
And he spends, the first half of the episode saying and doing annoying things, and then someone kicks him in the head.
Yeah, so first thing he does when he sees Stephanie, the Earl...
Beautiful Earl's daughter.
Yeah, the Earl's daughter. He's like, oh, a pretty woman.
A pretty woman hanging from the ceiling in a dress.
And then, crawls over on the ground, starts looking up, and then gets kicked in the face.
He's 2 minutes away from licking her shoe.
Yeah. He's like, what's his name from Taskmaster
Yeah.
season 19 with the
Matt,
mayonnaise.
what's his name?
Yeah, Matt Brendan
I
or
think it was
something.
yogurt.
That makes it so much worse. It's in the sun. Ugh.
Rather mayonnaise in the sun?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm not the bad guy for saying I would rather mayonnaise in the sun than yogurt in the sun.
It's the English sun, though, so it doesn't count.
That's true. That is true. They'd both be freezing cold by the time you take. So, in essence, what happens is they have a bit of rough and tumble.
Meryl
with-
and Millie are there.
Yeah, and they're like, hello. And Vash is like, life always seems harder with you two nearby.
Yeah.
Seems like that's just been constantly happening with you two nearby. Why do you keep following me?
At one point, Miss Earl Jr. is like, my daddy's gonna save us. Sorry, I have to do her voice. My daddy's gonna save us.
Fuck, it's too accurate.
They must want my family's money.
She's like, my dad has pocket money.
However, if it's pocket money you want, I'm sure I can easily get that from my daddy.
And then one of the
Pocket money! Urgh! And he pulls a gun out, puts it in her mouth.
because he's obviously so angry that
And
she's
then
so rich and flaunting.
We get a
his
good
wealth.
look at their leader, who, despite being the perpetrator in an active hostage situation, is coded like a morally ambiguous Western hero.
Yeah. He's got sideburns, beard,
Yeah.
and
Mutton
moustache,
chops.
obviously. Yep.
But he's got, like, heroic cowboy clothing.
Yeah, he's got, like, the scarf, the coat, big
White
vest.
hat.
Yep. He's
Which
got
is,
everything.
of course, the colour of a cowboy's hat is frequently a signifier of their morality.
Is it? Oh. Well, in that case, I'm going to buy the blackest hat there is.
Oh my god.
The red hat. I don't know if that's something. So we basically go through the
The
motions
leader
of...
talks down the guy who's going to blow her brains
Yeah.
out. He's like, you better watch your mouth, and next time it might be my gun in your mouth.
Yeah.
And we realise that the guns are in fact all full of Vash's chewing gum.
Yeah. And
Because he's a secret genius.
yeah. So he gets the gum out, is like, wait a minute, it couldn't possibly be the case that he did this when we weren't looking. And he looks over at Vash, and Vash gets kicked in the head again.
Yeah.
Vash
And
then...
at one point, like, his head lands on Millie's knees.
Yep. And
Meryl's knees.
Vash weasels his way
For
over
some
to the
reason,
window.
Millie feels more like the Meryl and vice versa to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You can think of Millie...
Just name-wise.
You can think of Millie as the tall one.
Because the L's are tall.
Yeah, big, tall L's. And Meryl's the short one because the Y goes down. And you have to look down to see Meryl.
Yeah.
But also you can remember them because Meryl's Meryl.
Yeah, you can just learn the names of the characters.
And Millie's Millie. Yeah. In the same way, Jotaro Kujo is Jotaro Kujo. And not Kujo Jotaro to us. Meryl's not Millie.
Or Jujo Kokomo.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's the dog from Kojo or whatever it is. Kujo.
The dog from Kojo is named
The dog
Kujo Jokomo.
Yeah. He actually has a weird stand. He's able to manifest Stephen King, literally. So Vash weasels his way out to the window as the Earl
The
and
power
the sheriff...
of my stand gives me rabies.
Terrible. He weasels his way to the window as the Earl and the sheriff are discussing the plan. And the idea is that they're going to get a big caravan.
Well, they've hired a bunch of
Yeah.
mercenaries first who are all the Joker.
Yeah, they're all crazy looking. I wonder if I can find their actual names or if they're going to be called, like, Bad Guy 1.
They're all just the Joker. That's all there is to it.
No, they're just hired mercenaries.
There's
So-
like one big bald guy,
Yep.
one like...
He's a bowling
There's a
ball.
mohawk guy with a high voice.
Yep. When he talked, there was a bit of me that didn't die, but just went, oh, yes.
Yeah. There's a bit of
guy
you
with-
that lived.
Yeah, there's a guy with big hair. There's a guy who likes to lick his gun. Just a bunch of weird freaks. Mercenary A likes to lick his gun. Mercenary B has a bad haircut. Mercenary C is a big
Afro
guy.
brain dead guy.
A tall, muscular man with a black afro and scar. Mercenary D is like
A ninja.
a ninja. Mercenary E has steam constantly coming out from his
Oh, I didn't
metal
catch that.
thing because he's always angry.
He's a steamed egg.
Yeah, he's really just a bowling ball that's constantly warm. And manga mercenary F, who seems to be...
Voldo from Soul Calibur.
Yeah, okay. A strange-looking man with no hair, no ears, and large stitches above his right eye. He has a wide, toothy smile.
Anyway, so there's these freaks, and they're all like, haha, we're gonna do evil bidding. And maybe the way our characters are designed and the hostage taker's character is designed might have you asking some questions about the morality of this whole situation.
So the idea is we have a big caravan. We're going to load all the mercenaries into it, and they're going to drive in.
And they're gonna tell them we got the money.
Yeah, and we're going to actually
Kill them.
kill them all.
And we're gonna pay them extra money so they don't kill my daughter.
Yeah.
Because these psychos would do it if you didn't.
And the Earl is like, hey,
Oh,
Sheriff man.
The
The Earl, Grim
Dick.
Reaper, Dick,
Bostrom.
Bostork,
Bostrom Bostork.
Bostrom Bostork. He is like, hey,
Derek.
Sheriff man, that shit ain't
The
gonna
sheriff's
harm my
name
daughter.
is like Dave or something.
Something like that.
Shane.
Yeah, Stan.
Stan, that's right.
Stan. We stand the sheriff.
Shane is a Western movie in which
Yeah.
a cowboy named Shane starts protecting a pacifist community
Yeah.
from bandits.
Are you saying Shane or shame?
Shane.
Like an Australian tradie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they're pacifists, and like the main woman doesn't approve of Shane using his guns to protect him, and his influence on her small son, who looks up to him.
I see. Doesn't want him
then
using guns.
At the end, Shane defeats the bandits, but suffers a mortal wound. And he's riding away with his head held high, but he's dying and becoming dead. And the kid is shouting, "Shane, come back, Shane!" But he'll never come back because he's dead.
Yeah, like me.
I just thought that was
That's pretty on point.
fun to share.
That's a very good
That's a good Western
thematic
thing.
link. Yeah.
Because the only person you'll really kill by using a gun
Is
is
yourself. Yeah.
That's what
Both ethically
that's
and
what
literally.
Jack Marshall or whatever his name was learned.
Frank Marlin?
Yeah.
The guns. So this caravan, right? Vash is looking out and
gun.
immediately gets kicked in the head
Perfect
again.
gun that I made. And the only person it can kill
Is
is my
myself.
wife.
All these guns, all made for me. If only I could shoot myself. But I can't because I'm too good at making guns. So Vash goes up to a window, sees that they're putting the money down in front of this caravan.
Yeah.
And is all like, "Oh, that's interesting." And a guy immediately kicks him in the head so he falls down again.
Yeah.
He's like, "Stay down." But Vash he keeps looking. They send out
Anyway, look,
the guy.
We're running along.
Yeah.
Let's.
They send out the guy, he gets the money, but then
it's a trap, and all the jokers start shooting.
They shoot up the whole fucking saloon.
They retreat back into the saloon. A few really cool things happen in quick succession.
Yeah.
Vash leaps into the air and uses his toe knife to cut down the rope that the
Stephanie's on.
Stephanie, of course. Yeah, we all
Stephanie
remember her
Bostock.
name.
Oh, how could you forget?
Pulling her behind the bar where Meryl and Millie are already taking cover.
Yep. The butler's there as well.
Yep. Lead bandit man
Marvin.
Marvin. Okay.
Marvin? I think it's Marvin. I can't
He
remember.
also ends up taking cover behind there, shoots a look at Vash, and realizes he's untied. Vash immediately goes, "Ugh!" and like
Tries to tie himself back up to be like, no, I'm actually
there's a thing already emerging with Vash not being as well tied up as people think he is.
Yeah. Some might say he's a bumbling idiot. Others might say...
He's a secret genius.
So he's like, you could have tied yourself up or untied yourself however you wanted earlier ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't
but
matter.
you just wanted to crawl on the floor like a worm
Fucking
in front
worm.
of that suspended woman.
You just want to seem like a charming fellow, but actually you want to seem like a really annoying dick.
Yeah.
So what happens then is, Vash, after they all stop shooting, Vash
goes hero mode.
he stands up, grabs his gun, runs up to one of the mercenaries.
Could blow him away at any moment.
And
but
he's
then
like-
he's like, "No, for Rem," or some shit.
Yeah.
He
He
says Rem.
basically goes, "Has anyone ever told you that you lack compassion?" Which is badass.
You know what, friend? Anyone ever tell you that you lack compassion?
What's the matter? Just shoot the guy!
Well, tough guy, so I guess you think you have a hostage now.
Just shoot him! Then we'll all make more money on this deal!
Rem.
And then doesn't shoot him, even though he has a big bowling ball head.
Oh, it would pop like a melon. It'd
Exactly.
be so satisfying.
And are we psychopaths? Is this where this is going? The ambiguous cowboy, the guy who's like, I want revenge.
Yeah.
He's like, just shoot him. Like, just us as the audience also is like, just shoot him.
Vash,
Just
be the violent hero.
Yeah.
But Vash says no.
be Red Mask or whatever his name is from Batman.
The Red Hood.
The Red Hood. Be the Red Hood. Come on.
Uh,
But Vash is like, I can't do it. Lowers his gun.
they're gonna kill the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But then Millie pulls out her big old
Stun gun.
that they never took from her when they tied her up.
Yep. And she's like, everyone get
So
down.
she fires these projectiles from it,
Yep.
which are like, it's a little like rod that shoots out and then forms the shape of an X.
Yep.
And then it's just a big piece of iron that hits you in the head. That could still kill you pretty good.
Not in the head, anywhere. It's like literally the size of it is like from your head down to like your thigh.
So it's like a stun gun
Yeah.
in the sense that it does bludgeoning damage, but it's still gonna fucking kill you if you
Yeah.
get hit in the head.
It's like if power word kill was non-lethal. You know?
And
Two
then-
D&D references. Let's go.
What, Vash like ejects all the bullets from his gun and chucks them in a guy's face
Yep.
and
Well, no, he just ejects them. They go backwards behind his shoulder.
Right.
The guy gets distracted, at which point something happens that makes the fan fall down or
we're
something.
going to come back to it now.
Yeah.
We learn later that
Meryl shot the top
with
fan.
one of her many...
Dillingers.
Yep.
Tiny little guns. Got one shot each. And then it whacks a guy in the head, and the other one is all like...
Yeah.
And then Bowling Ball Man, still right next to Vash, is like, oh, I hate this. And he's like, yep, knock him out.
Yeah, and then they go outside and...
Check on the two guys that got hit by the caravan. And
Yeah.
then Vash is like, don't worry, friend, we're gonna... And he's like very seriously being like, we're gonna get you some help, don't worry. The bullet passed right through you, it's okay.
Cowboy Man is like, now I'm going to turn myself into the law because I've been defeated. We exposit that he and his family, they tilled this land and made this desolate dust bowl into habitable farmland. But then Earl Dick, Grim Reaper, Bowstalk,
And his gang of fucking assholes.
they all rolled into town and killed them all and took the land.
And now all he wants is revenge.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the money. He
So-
just wants angry revenge.
Cowboy Man is like, I'm going to turn myself in now. Or does that happen after? Anyway, it doesn't
Happens
matter.
later, yeah.
They have a Western shootout. It's pretty cool. They wait for the suns, there's two suns, the suns to go behind the clouds.
Yep.
And then when they emerge, they quick draw their guns. And Earl Dick falls.
Yep.
But it turns out he's okay, despite his monotone daughter screaming, Daddy,
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 Daddy.
Daddy, hold on! Daddy! Please, Daddy, no!
Because he just shot him in the shoulder. But I didn't spare him. I just got distracted thinking about something. Like my man pain.
Very importantly, Vash, we get a serious looking tear.
Yeah, serious Vash is like, I believe in you, essentially.
No.
I believe in you to do what's right.
I more mean Vash, like, watching this happen. Because before, I think it was like, just shoot him. He's
Yeah,
like,
sorry,
I can't stand
prior
pain.
to it, Vash is like saying, he's talking about how he doesn't like to inflict pain on people. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
to see it.
So
We're kind of skipping over the most important character moment this character's had to date.
So we get a serious looking tear roll down his cheek.
Yeah.
Real close up. But then after the duel is done and everything, Cowboy Man looks over at Vash, and Vash comically is crying his heart out, being like, I believed in you. And he's all like, is that guy seriously crying?
Yeah. And then our man the cowboy is like, well, time to turn myself into the law.
I
for
got my revenge.
vaguely defined reasons.
Yeah.
But then Stan, the sheriff, shows up and is like, I'm even more evil than you expected because I'm gonna
make this situation. I'm gonna frame everyone.
I can see the headlines now. The bandit leader resisted and killed the Earl. Then I bravely shot him down and became the new Earl.
Yeah.
I never dreamed that I would be presented with such an opportunity. I can see the headlines now. Besieged criminal kills Mr. Bostock. Sheriff forced to shoot culprit down as he attempts to resist. It makes for a pretty article. A real showpiece for my scrapbook.
So his basic power play here is just, well, what if I just kill everyone and win?
Because he's bitter that he had to become the sheriff after they seized the land and
He never rose up to Baron.
couldn't be the king.
Yeah, he basically is like, I'm stuck as a sheriff?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Don't you agree that it's my turn to sip the sweet wine? It's a direct quote.
So I'm pretty sure at this point Vash walks up to him. I can't remember if he draws his gun on him? Oh, no. So they've been surrounded by goons.
Yeah.
And Vash is winking
At Meryl.
a lot. And Meryl's like, huh? And then Vash tries to defuse the situation, be like, hey, would you mind, like...
He asks him, how does it feel to kill passive human beings? In the subtitles, at least. And it's very Dio, how many breads have you eaten? Do you feel anything when you burn your garbage?
And the response is, well, asked and answered.
He says, nifty answer.
And then he winks again.
Springs
and then-
into action, tackles a guy. Meryl does the coolest thing that anyone's ever done ever, which is that she throws her cape wide.
Yeah.
She's been wearing this cape the whole time.
Yep.
To reveal that there's like 6 racks of pistols lining it.
Yeah, 6 Dillingers. We love to see it.
She's running along the street with one hand pulling Dillingers out, firing them, then dropping the other. For a second, I thought that she was with one hand firing shots in a multi-shot gun, and then with the other passing out guns to everyone else.
No, she's
But no,
definitely
yeah.
not doing that. They're guns for Meryl.
Yeah, they're Meryl's special guns.
They're
And
Meryl's
Millie is
specialty.
picking them up as she goes.
Well, she's got to reload them
Yeah.
somehow. I'm going to see if I can find a shot in the manga so you can get a bit of a taste of the difference between manga and... here we go. Actually, there's no spoilers. This is what it looks like in the manga. same shot, right? But you can see so much more detail in this.
Yeah, this is
right?
good art.
There's a whole lot of like motion lines and like flourishes on all the leather straps, whereas in the anime,
I mean, it's hard to animate that.
Exactly. In the anime, it's obviously anime.
Yeah.
But if you imagine every shot of Vash needing all those tiny leather straps,
And unfortunately, rather than doming all these guys, she's just shooting the guns out of their hands.
she is still morally, shall
An
we
insurance
say.
investigator.
Yeah, she's not a killer. She's an insurance agent. Millie is like, nice going, Meryl.
Yeah.
And Vash is like, yeah, nice going. He knew that she was packing heat because
She shot
the
Chandelier
thing.
earlier.
He
off-screen.
walks up to the sheriff, pulls his gun out, and is all like, hey.
I'm going to blow your goddamn brains out.
And he's
Just
like...
kidding, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
but I am
he's-
going to take your sheriff's star.
Yeah, he just goes, the fuck you are, and tries to shoot Vash, but Vash basically dodges it,
Yeah,
point blank.
Vash morally dismantles his gun.
Yeah.
Takes the sheriff's star, throws it into the air. Millie blows it to smithereens. Meryl blows it to smithereens.
Yep.
And then Vash laughs and is like, love and peace, blah, blah, blah.
What does he say at the end?
He makes the guy repeat after him, and he's looking real smug and cartoony again, and we all hate him.
Repeat carefully after me.
Okay.
This world is made.
This world is...
This world is made of.
This world is made of...
Made of love and peace.
What is this world made of?
He says, it makes him repeat, this world is made of love and peace. And he he's like almost doing a peace sign,
But, like, the
he's
other way around?
crossing his fingers in a way that would break them.
He's got the love and he's got the peace symbol.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite way that you would do it normally.
And then he becomes backlit by a non-existent light.
And I think
And it becomes all pencil line arty.
And I think that might be from the pilot manga, maybe.
Oh, okay, I believe it.
I would assume so.
He's
but
got
it's very
Grinch
detailed.
length fingers.
He's a tall man.
He's a Grinch. He's a shaved Grinch.
He's the little Grinch. Yeah, he's just a
the
guy.
famous Grinch song.
Yeah.
He's a little Grinch.
He's a little Grinchy boy. I wonder if... Oh, we're probably not going to get one. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so that's curious.
Great shot of Meryl in the manga, by the way, of her just having shot.
Stop
a
showing
Georgia.
me things I haven't seen yet.
Doesn't matter. So, point being, he repeats,
Yeah.
and then the episode immediately ends.
So, highlights and lowlights.
My highlight, probably Knife Shoe. Because every
Knife
time I
Shoe's
see
good.
it, I'm like, oh, it's so... And the fact it folds out like two butterfly knives and
Yep.
then joins at the end, I'm like, oh, yes. But that whole section brings me great joy. It's like, Knife Shoe, still blocking the bullets with a trash can, and then hiding behind a car, dismantling a guy by stopping the firing pin, taking it, and then being like, hey, Vash the Stampede, I thought he was more handsome. Crinks a guy. Well, I guess I have to defuse this. I'm like, oh.
You got a crink.
Yeah, it's a great time. Highlights.
Look, I'm a simple man. When the small sassy character reveals her cape is lined with guns, that's the good shit.
I knew you were going to be like,
Because I
it's gonna be a good
speculated
show.
last episode, we saw like her foreshadowing gun previously. Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe she's got like, two on her hips, two
Yeah.
more in her boots.
Yeah.
This exceeded my
I
expectations.
genuinely was like, I cannot tell him how many guns there are, because if I say any number, he'll be like, oh, but so many guns.
Yeah, wonderful.
So, and it's the fact that every single
If
character...
only she used them any of the time she was going to get threatened in the first two episodes.
Well, I mean, it's a final measure for an insurance agent, bullets are very expensive, so expensive. And I do enjoy the fact that it's like, it's not just a little, like, oh, I have guns. It's like...
Oh, I've got all the guns.
Everything is always so extra.
I've got more guns than there are characters in this scene.
I mean, there kind of are so many guns. Lowlights.
Lowlights, okay. It's really hard. It's easy to keep going back to this so I will.
Yeah.
Vash is so fucking awful and lecherous. Like, he spends the whole
Yep.
first half of the episode repeatedly trying to look up a woman's skirt when she's been taken hostage.
Yeah.
Just like, horrible.
Yeah.
Meryl should kill him.
What if she does?
Yeah.
My low light, probably also trying to look up the woman's skirt all the time. But there is a certain charm to a man who's like on the ground like a worm as he pathetically
I'm just
tries...
a little worm.
As he tries to do anything in life, Just desperately trying so hard.
Can't you spare me just a few drops of affection,
Yeah.
teenage girl?
I think it's probably also a very 90s anime. Oh, but we need to have a little bit of lechery in there.
We need our main character to be a pervert and a cuck.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to go past that as a low light, but still, it's just, it's also good other than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shit. So Liam,
Nick,
I'm going to ask you a very important question.
let me ground myself.
Now, you've been noticing a trend with the names yet?
Something about peace in them all.
That's interesting. That's very interesting that you would think there's something about peace. I'm going to ask you, what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes entitled Hard Puncher?
Sorry, puncher or puncture?
Like puncher, like punch.
Okay.
Hard Puncher
Okay.
and Lost July.
Ah, sick.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen in those 2 eps?
Hard puncher.
And I will tell you that when we reach I think we're reaching the end of the sort of monster of the... You know how...
The intro.
Yeah, you know
establish these characters and their general...
Similar to JoJo's, how it's like, at the start of most JoJo's, you're like, oh, it's Monster of the Week, we're all unrelated, I'm just having fun with stands. And then towards the end, you're like, actually...
That's a very early pivot.
Yeah, it's like, oh, actually, we've got this big other thing happening. We're kind of slowly gearing away from the intro eps.
Yeah, sure.
Into maybe more of the plot.
Look, there's a lot of ways I could take hard puncher, but I'm gonna choose to go literally.
Okay.
And just again thinking about like archetypes of Western stories.
Yep.
I'm imagining a you know when like the local tough guy calls out the hero.
Calls out the hero. Oh, as in like you're no hero.
No, like I'm calling you out. Meet me at sunrise for a duel.
Oh, okay, all right.
And he's like a guy with a big robot arm, but not like the other guy's big robot arm, like a big punchy arm.
Okay.
Like Big Boss. Or Frankie from One Piece.
Okay.
And he's like, Vash the Stampede, I challenge you to a fist fight.
Okay.
But Vash the Stampede doesn't want to have a fist fight because he's a pacifist. And also he could just crink the guy.
Interesting.
And then he does.
How big do you think...
Let's imagine Hard Puncher has 2, like...
Sam, it's me.
Hard Puncher. I need you to deliver 600 boxing gloves.
They're only 30 kilograms.
I did just meet a guy in Death Stranding 2 called the Golden Fist, who was a famous boxer.
And not a man who did... what's the pressure point thing that Kentaro has in Fist of the North Star? It's not Tai Chi, is it?
Never watched Fist of the North Star.
Damn it. He has like some
He
pressure
does
point
the...
thing.
You're already dead.
Yeah. He's that guy.
I don't think that's his name either.
Shit. Shit.
Maybe it is. I haven't watched it.
Yeah. So you think Hard Puncher is literally a man
with big robot arms,
with big
who
robot
wants to
arms.
fight Vash the Stampede, maybe to claim his $double bounty.
I'm going to ask you this because you're taking it so literally.
Let me finish first.
My apologies.
After like a lot of searching and calling out Vash, eventually it's going to end up in a, like we had this episode, dramatic standoff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vash is going to use his amazing physical prowess to immediately like detach both the guy's robot arms.
Okay. So okay, I need you to specify both robot arms.
Yeah, he's got 2 robot arms that he uses for big punching.
For big punching. Okay. So this man, how tall do you think he is?
8 feet tall or so.
8 feet. Okay, great, fantastic. Lost July?
July.
Any ideas there? Any ideas in Lost July?
That feels like that to me feels like the name of an episode you'd give about like we can never reclaim the days of our youth sort of thing.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting.
So
why do you think
possibly
that is?
backstory episode?
Of Vash?
Maybe Vash. Maybe
Okay.
maybe Meryl.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I remember my days back at Insurance Girl School. I wanted to be the best insurance investigator there ever was.
Do you?
But now, because of the incident in the Lost July, the Lost July of my youth, I've been assigned to this desolate Dust Bowl world, looking
Interesting.
for an idiot.
How do you think in your hypothetical days back in insurance school?
Yeah.
How do you think Meryl and Millie would have met? Because obviously it would have been like
Yeah,
a
well-
Legend of Galactic Heroes where we met in
Well,
the
Meryl
university.
is her senior, of course, her senpai.
Of course.
So Millie is like in the next year below, and she hasn't had her growth spurt yet, so she's really tiny.
Ah, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
They're the same height.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're equals. And then one day Millie
Yeah, it's
grows.
like reverse Goku and Krillin.
Okay.
Or alternatively, they're pulling the trigger on this really early, but it's the Lost July because it's like the Mushroom Samba episode of Cowboy Bebop, where they all get really blitzed on some sort of substance and they lose a whole month.
Right, I get you. I'm just thinking if there's anything else important that I want to cover. I don't think so. I think I'm going to say this with pure sincerity. You're really fucking close with hard punch. You are so yes. You are legitimately, legitimately, and I didn't want to like be like, oh, I should save it till next one, because you're gonna be like, hey, I was right, and then we're gonna get there and you'll be like, oh fuck, because you're on like a level here, right? But
Nick is using his hand to indicate a height of level.
yep, you need to be here.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying.
I'll say he's like 12 feet tall and like he's a mech.
We're gonna leave it
Sure.
just so you can be like, oh shit. But I hate the fact that you've gotten this many
And he
accurate
like
predictions.
punches the whole city down.
Again, I'm just gonna wait until
Sure.
then.
All right. Well, we'll find out all of that and more next time.
Absolutely.
But until then,
To be continued.